What's poppin', Conroy? Today is September 12th, 2019. I'm Amir.
And I'm Melly. And on today's show, we'll be talking about yet another death from vaping. So stay tuned until the end for info about High School Nation.
So stay tuned for today's episode of Total Recap. A Kansas woman older than 50 has recently died from vaping-related lung disease, making this the 6th person to have died in the United States. Kansas health officials have said the woman had a history of health problems before she started vaping, but shortly after using e-cigarettes, she became seriously ill very fast. The exact vaping products used are still unknown, however. Over 450 cases of possible vaping-related lung illnesses have been reported so far. Health officials are currently looking into this issue, but so far have not found any definitive causes or any clear connection. However, they are zeroing in on potential clues on the issue.
If you're a Jordan Peele fan, then this story is for you. The filmmaker behind Us and Get Out has been selected by BAFTA LA to receive the John Schlesinger Britannia Award for Excellence in Directing. The previously mentioned films are being recognized as socially relevant works in the horror genre. He will be honored at the Britannia Awards on October 25th at the Beverly Hill Hotel. According to the BAFTA CEO, Jordan Peele has earned record-breaking success and critically acclaimed through work that pushes boundaries and shines light on stories of important social relevance. Now we'll take it to an interview that I recently did with Mr. Harris. Hello, and for today's special guest, we are interviewing Mr. Harris, AP over the buildings. Hi, Mr. Harris. How are you doing?
Hi, very good.
All right, good. So you're the P over the building. What does your job entail?
I'm pretty much the handyman for the entire building. If somebody needs something, I'm there to do it. So what I try to do is I try to remove any barrier that prevents somebody from being able to do their job, whether that's a teacher or a student.
That's a tough job.
It keeps me busy.
Really? What are the steps into becoming an AP?
Well, the first thing that you do is you become a teacher, and so you teach for at least 3 years. And then after teaching, you go back and get your master's in educational leadership, and then you apply to be an assistant principal.
That's a lot of steps.
It is.
Tell us about your education.
Okay. I graduated from a small town called Uvalde and went to high school there, graduated, and then went on to college after that where I studied history and English.
We heard you like to run. How about you tell us about you running in marathons?
Well, it's kind of funny how I got started on that. When I was younger, I had 3 things that I wanted to do. I wanted to run from my hometown to the next one. I wanted to bicycle from my hometown to College Station, and then I wanted to run a marathon. And I started getting old and I hadn't done any of those, so I decided I would go ahead and try to do a marathon.
Which marathons have you done?
I've done Houston, Bryan College Station, Dallas, and I qualified for Boston. You have to have a qualifying time, and so I've qualified 4 times for Boston and run the Boston Marathon twice. Running the Boston Marathon is kind of like the Super Bowl for runners.
Really?
But it's not that you get to go to be at it, you get to actually be in the game, like you're on the field. So
really?
you start at the line, and then they put you 26 miles away and you run into downtown Boston.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
It was cool.
So obviously you like running. If it would have come down to it, would you have chosen an athlete route or an educational route?
Well, in college I did both. I was a cross-country runner for Texas A&M, and there's not much money for cross-country runners, so education definitely was the way to be able to go on.
Makes sense. How do you balance your school life with other outside activities?
Not very well. I think I can go by on only 5 hours sleep, and so I pretty much do everything here, and then when I'm not here, I'm going back to my hometown, and I have family down there, and have a ranch that I go out there and do some work out there.
That sounds nice. Lastly, what would you like to tell the staff and students here at CHS?
I'd like to tell them that I'm basically here to help them. If they have any need, just come by or email me, and be glad to help.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, good people. I'm Gabriel, your weather anchor for today, and let's jump right into it. As you can see, the high for today will be 90 degrees and the low will be 72 degrees, being partly cloudy. Also, tomorrow high will be 94 and the low 72, also being partly cloudy. And for the weekend, it will be perfect for a nice walk in the park, also being partly cloudy. Now for the fact of the day. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins can. Now we'll toss it to Cooking with Culinary.
Welcome back to Cooking with Culinary. I'm Brandon, one of the executive producers, and I'm here with Sunny, and he's going to be showing me how to make pizza dough and pizza.
All right, guys, so the first thing we're gonna do is put the yeast in the bowl. Then we'll add 1.5 cups of water. And then we're gonna stir it for about 5 minutes. All right, guys, after this is finished for mixing for about 5 minutes, you're gonna add the sugar and then the salt. Now let that mix for a bit. And then you're gonna add the flour. And while this is mixing, it'll make a ball of dough and you'll be able to make a pizza anytime with this dough. All right, guys, after it's finished mixing, your dough will look like this, a nice pretty ball of dough. You put it there. Gotta put some corn milk. Do this. All right, and then he'll roll it out for you. Show you guys how it's done. Turn it this way. Give the other side too. This way? Yeah. All right, guys, after it looks like a beautiful circle like this, you add the sauce. Let's go ahead. Just spread it out like so. You're gonna add the cheese.
Sprinkle that cheese.
Exactly like that. Help me out, there we go.
I'm talking about.
Then you'll add the pepperonis. Add some?
Sure.
All right, guys, after we're finished making the pizza, I'm gonna add some oregano for some seasoning. And throw some Parmesan on there, because you know I like my pizza cheesy. And it should look like this after you're finished. All right, guys, after we're finished, we're gonna put this in the oven, get this bad boy cooking. All right, guys, when your pizza's done baking, you go ahead and take it out of the oven, and I'll show you how to do it. All right, now we're gonna cut it.
All right, this has been our episode of Cooking with Culinary. I want to thank Sunny for having me here and showing me how to make this step by step. The recipe will be in the description box. And tune in next week for Cooking with Culinary.
Wanted to finish up our newscast today with a few announcements. The high school Democrats will be holding their first meeting of the year will be today right after school in the room 301 in the annex. Attention National English Honor Society. NEHS meets the third Wednesday of each month. Please come join us for our first meeting of the school year on Wednesday, September 18th from 2:45 to 4 o'clock in the LGI.
This is FFA Chapter Week. These are the dress-up days that are left this week. Thursday is Animal Day. Friday is FFA Colors or FFA Shirts. Taffy Club School second meeting is after school Tuesday, September 17 in room 220. You must be currently enrolled in a CTE course to participate.
Now it's football time. On Tuesday, we asked you which do you choose, Visco or E-Boy/E-Girl. The results are in. eBoy/eGirl won with 68% of the vote. Thanks for those who voted.
On today's Twitter poll, we wanted to ask your opinion about vaping. Do you think vapes are harmful? Make sure to go to KTIG News and let your voice be heard.
Well, those are all the announcements that we have for today. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to follow us at KTIG News on all our social media and YouTube channel.
Before we go, we wanted to show you a quick promo for High School Nation. They will be here on Monday during all lectures, so get excited.